Hi, it's Eli.
And it's Sean.
And we're here with a special commentary on Alba, Salix, Season 2, Episode 1.
This is where Eli and I are going to be talking over our episode.
Yep. Can't shut us up.
No, sharing with you key things that happened on set, where certain things came from, and just some of our favorite moments.
Yeah. We are going to be releasing more of these. We're going to cover the whole season, and we're going to bring in some of our cast to commentate on future episodes.
But what we should point out is these are normally only for Patreon supporters. These go up for what we call Fargorian Fridays to all of our Patreon supporters. You can become a Patreon supporter at any time by going to patreon.com/albasalix or going to albasalix.com and clicking on the Patreon button.
And Farlorian Fridays includes everything from like unreleased scripts to bonus scenes, behind the scenes stuff like this, commentaries.
Or to making of some of the sounds. Those have been our most beloved Farlorian Friday releases.
Breakdowns of sound effects and music for all our shows.
And just a quick reminder, if you become a $5 or higher Patreon supporter, by January 1st, 2019, we're going to send you a super special sticker that we had commissioned by the amazing Katharine Green.
It's so adorable. It shows Blatt, Darcy, and Egerton, who are the stars of The End of Time and Other Bothers, and it's so good.
But for now, let's unlock this content and let's play for you one of our latest Fargorian Fridays.
Here we go.
This has been, how many years? Is it 4 or 6?
4. Well, it's 7 since we conceived the project.
People of Farloria, this day...
Abbas Hussein, ladies and gentlemen, back as Emperor Rockhart.
Our empire, your empire, shall be immeasurably enriched by your people, your culture, and your precious, precious minerals.
I said, can you be like really covetous and lusty on precious, precious minerals?
He delivered that well.
Hey, who's in the? Is that us? Is that the?
That is our whole cast in the booth recording our walla, our crowd sounds.
And queen to be, Prince Bulwark and Princess Minzy.
You know we had to have these two back.
Oh, I love them so much.
You know, I've always liked this palace far more than that icky little pile of old rocks in Fair-upon Middling.
Yes. I wonder when people started to twig in that it might be a dream.
Beauteous self.
Yeah, I tried to hint. I mean, there's a little bit of echo on it.
It's a little distorted.
Nothing weird happens. Like no one turns into a fish or anything like that yet. It's not one of those dreams.
Yes, Father. Oh, I suppose we should say something to our new subject, shouldn't we?
The laugh. Oh my God. Here we come.
A bright new future lies ahead for Farloria. But first...
Great music.
Oh, thank you. It was fun. It's all variations on the Alba theme. You can hear, you can hear hints.
There's no need for all this unpleasantness.
You may take our lives, but the spirit of Farloria shall never be defeated.
Oh, be quiet, Auntie Parabel.
Minzy, how could you do this to us?
I'm so sorry, Uncle Gunther, but Daddy-in-law is...
I love how she delivers this line, because it's a big, long line.
Yeah, well, Elaine can just rattle this stuff off.
No, the line of succession is clear. So long as you and your son are alive, our flimsy foreign-sponsored claim to the throne is invalid.
It's like reading legalese.
The only proper thing to do now is...
Here it comes.
Off with their heads!
The laugh.
I think they nailed that on the first take.
This is 2 takes put together, but they each did just barn.
They actually hurt
take.
their voices on one of them. Remember?
Who? What son?
And now we're cutting to this is actually George's spare room.
Yeah, so we had to re-record this. We drove down to Stratford.
Yeah.
Like the theatrical center of Canada, and in his spare room of his house.
Thank you, dear.
Yeah, that is where we recorded the scenes between Gunther and Parabel.
Yeah, we had to redo it. We had a ringing sound, didn't we, from the
studio?
studio?
there was an odd thing happening with one of the music stands.
It sounded like Parabel was in a helmet.
In a tin can. Yeah.
Yes, we'll need something
It fits pretty well.
much stronger.
By appointment to the King and Queen, Alba Salix, Royal Physician, Volume 2.
Just to
Here
hear
we
the
go.
music.
Yeah. I'm pleased at how many people say they just love hearing that opening theme.
Episode the first. By the book.
So, what seems to be the problem, Mr.
Galatus, Sir Galatus.
Yay, it's David.
Yes, David!
David Ringstrom.
Oh, God, I love David.
And
A rice cooker on his head.
The great raging river and hold the mighty mace of.
And I forgot to mention this on my sound effects breakdown.
Congratulations.
His chainmail is just a ring of keys.
Madam Salix.
You always mock me for being a pack rat.
You do have a lot of things
But-
like keys.
But yeah, all these, I realized what I've been saving all these random
That's all?
keys to old houses and things for
That's what you've been saving it for.
is for this very moment. Yes.
Yeah.
Now I must keep my helmet on, so that none will see my great disfigurement.
I'm sure it's fine. Come on, helmet off.
Do I have to?
Do I have to? I love that line.
Nose this morning. I'm not worried about your little rash.
Yes, very well.
So David was in West Coast,
He
Or
was,
had he moved?
he was in California still
Yeah.
at that point.
and we had brought him in on what's that software? Source Connect now.
Source Connect.
Such that my
Yeah.
legs grew weak. But I held my ground and laid low the beast that had
Did it
terrorized.
smite you in the face?
No, it was my shin.
I don't think the manticore caused your rash.
I think David described Sir Galatus as a weaponized ham,
Yes.
which is
Which he then said is perfect. I can't wait to play him.
yep.
I think your skin is having a reaction to the metal.
It was forged and shaped precisely to fit me. Surely it is hypoallergenic.
Okay, we're gonna have to
Surely it is hypoallergenic. Where'd you come up with that?
It just seemed like a funny thing for him to say. I always like treading that line of, okay, here's this big
I think Sir Galatus is
formal,
having an issue with his
big
helmet.
fantasy
Is that
speech
what
and then undercutting it with something contemporary or silly.
Oh, that's brutal. Sweet helmet, though. Dwarves
Yay.
make this?
Aye.
Magnus, first time back.
Yeah.
What's this writing around the inside?
Those be the magic.
I liked writing this as sort of a... It was like one of those pieces of music where you introduce the theme,
Slow introduction.
and then something else comes in, and then something else comes in, so you get to meet all the characters one by one, which is something
So guess who's next?
Yeah.
To he who cheats death.
Of course! That's what it is!
What is?
The mark on your forehead. 3 crossed lines. It's a rune too.
She had so much trouble saying rune.
Yeah, everybody did. It was so weird. Everybody who had to say
This
rune.
doesn't say to he who cheats death.
It does so.
I'm very proud of this little word puzzle.
Death to he who cheats.
I would never cheat.
I knew you would be.
This duel that you won.
I did not switch our swords. It's a filthy lie.
What do they call that on TV
Alba?
tropes? A
Aura of
suspiciously specific denial.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. This is one cursed ass helmet.
Bringing back a sound effect from season 1.
Right across the forehead. That's
And
where
not
they inscribed
remastering
the
it?
magic rune.
Well, I changed it
Precisely
because
the
this
same
time it
shape
gives it a
and
positive
motif
result.
as your rash.
They marked me, those little mongrels, with their filthy magic and their wordplay.
I love that line.
And the little punch of his fist, I'm imagining.
More people.
Hi, Alba. Hi, Mr. Knight.
Hi.
Sir Galatus
And
has
his
the
little,
pebble
I'm not
is
a
falling.
mister.
And the sooner you take the helmet back off.
So I love that people listening this first time have no idea just how much we're going to deliver on the Holly in season volume 2.
Sir, your forehead.
This is
I also wanted this to be a pretty good way if someone skipped straight to
It looks
season
like a
2,
simple spectral concentrator.
Introduces all the characters.
introduces all the characters. You get a good sense of who everyone is.
Chickweed and some revolting violet should clear it up. In a day
Season
or two.
3, not going to be so easy to jump on.
Will
But
this prevent the
season 2, yes.
death part?
Death part.
If the runes say death to he who cheats, does that mean I am to die?
I don't think so. But you might want to go back and ask them very nicely.
Love Barb.
Madam Salix.
Now, if you'd like to have a seat outside, Holly will be right out to bring you your prescription.
Yes, Madam Salix.
Good work.
You know it. So, what do you say to teaching me some more magic?
Have all those bile samples been tested?
Oh,
Setting
yeah.
up your
I'm
worst
almost done.
pun of the whole
Partly done.
season.
Somewhat.
I can't help
I'll
myself.
start on it today.
It's hardly a pun. It's just a string of rhymes.
Vile trial, vile tiles.
Whole pile of bile, vile trial files.
There you go.
You're welcome.
Here.
You're grounded.
A tonic of Riverian sap and Trenton berry.
sorry,
One
everyone.
mouthful just before bedtime should bring on a good night's sleep and pleasant dreams.
Oh, it's revolting.
Well, it's tonic or nightmares. Take your pick.
So Marisa had to try and find Parable's voice again. It was funny. Remember in studio?
Yep.
She's like, is it this high? We were
Yeah.
like, yes.
Well, if
Yeah.
that's all settled, Alba, we'd like you.
Well, she's sort of the polar opposite of Betula.
Lovely.
She
Hopefully
is.
Not a long lunch.
Come along. It should be waiting for us.
What's the occasion?
I'm sure you've been wondering what's going to
Oh, a little walk and talk. I'd forgotten there was this as well.
our source.
Yeah, it's sort of showing the palace, like you talked about in the House of Healing
Yeah.
later.
And fled the kingdom.
He acted.
Also, it just seemed weird for them to be
Well,
having a
considering
conversation
that
about
incident,
Parabel's
we've
nightmares in the same
consulted
room
with
as
Mages
they
Guild
meet
and
with
decided to reorganize the
Piercy.
OSG under non-wizardly oversight.
Oh, it's about time. Who's leading it?
I'm glad you asked. Here she is. Good morning,
Your Majesties.
Yes.
Alba.
So Elaine, who plays Minzy,
Is the newest addition to our regulars. So we now have 4
so excited.
regular cast in every
Nice to
episode.
meet
Yeah.
you.
And you. I've heard so many good things.
Miss Pierce.
And she
Represents
adds
so well.
she adds such a an interesting new dynamic because Alba isn't really afraid of Gunther, whereas she is of Piercy for some reason. Piercy puts the fear in everybody.
Yes, since so much of your
Yeah, and Alba and Parabel have a strange relationship.
Yeah, they've got their own strange
sister-y
Well, they
kinda,
are
yeah.
Well, sure.
They're
I
sisters.
can
because
imagine.
they're yes,
Ms.
And there's a third
Piercy,
sister.
I thought you were going to be taking over the
Yes,
office
coming
of
later.
but
planning.
we'll get to that in
That was
episode
the
6.
original idea. But His Majesty has taken such a keen interest in the kingdom's architecture.
Gunther, you're going to head
I
the
throw in
planning
so many
office?
architecture jokes.
It turns out that
Like, there was something like this in
quite a surprise.
Yes.
Axe and
what a
Crown.
surprise.
Yeah.
I've been overseeing a new project there this
I think
week. They're
it's
designing
still
a
my
square
obsession with
in
that
front of
Stuart
the
Brand
new
book, How Buildings
mystical
Learn.
Well, you also wanted to be a city planner type
Yeah,
too at one point.
I took a bit of urban
Is that
planning,
supposed to
yeah,
be
in
a
school.
pair of dragons?
Yes, that was my idea. It's a fountain.
Mocking
Oh,
wannabe
I see.
architects.
So that's water that they're vomiting.
Spouting.
Spouting, sorry.
They'll be light.
That's a great little bit.
All magically powered. That's most exciting.
That's me.
As
Yeah,
long as His Majesty refrains from having
I find
my
those
garden
fountains so
torn
weird.
out.
Oh, your God.
Like the dogs.
Yeah, barfing water.
Oh,
Don't know
Here
why.
comes our lunch.
What is this? I specifically said no cucumber.
But Your Majesty...
Loathsome. Take it away.
I'll gladly have yours. What would you rather, my dear?
Are there any anchovies in the kitchen? And pickled plum?
Oh, it's a hint. Oh, it's a hint that
Right away,
well, first of all, Marisa had to say anchovies. She's a vegan. And then 2, yeah, clearly,
we give Marisa all the
do.
meat and
yeah, Betula and
yeah,
Action Crown. same.
Betula cooking all these random animals.
Ms. Piercy,
Yes.
do you have any experience overseeing magic or health?
Our roads and ports are used by many magical vehicles.
So
What is offense? So the basic idea here was to set up Piercy versus Alba, right?
Yeah.
On the continent.
It also introduces your little running gag about the swan boats here.
Yeah.
That was not my idea.
So what is your plan for this new ministry?
In a word, standardization.
And in more words?
Of this bit.
We want to replicate your success with the House of Healing. Expand it.
Alba, you've been arguing for months that we should better serve.
I like that Piercy has these
Well, yes.
very understandable,
Think of the
noble
point
goals that are
We've
just
got a whole province
completely
going to see
not
one
the
overworked,
House of
wicked
Healing
candy
crew's
farm that's
style.
been chewed to pieces by
And
the
so it's
local
not
kids.
that they disagree about what
So we
should
need
be
to
done.
develop a
It's just
blueprint for service delivery.
they don't work that way.
Blueprint for You're stealing everything from my strategy books, aren't you? Is it service design? What do you take all this from?
Stuff I overhear from you, yeah.
Best practices. Everything down to the last pill, potion, and procedure.
Everything in one manual.
I believe that's what I said.
I mean, we're good at what we do, but every case is different. Every patient, every complaint.
But it's the delivery that stays the same, which is why we're going to proceed with implementing the EIIRP 9 standard across all our facilities.
Are you?
Yes.
Are you? That is like fighting words.
Oh yeah, they're button heads, and I love it.
Us.
Very sensible indeed.
But it's basically I haven't really mentioned this anywhere else, but it's a buddy cop thing.
Yeah.
It's the straight-laced one and the wild, crazy cowboy.
Which is Alba.
Yeah.
processes, and decision-making approach.
Yeah, we wanted to do that this episode, right? Well, this season. We wanted to start butting heads and slowly become allies.
Yeah, which is so much fun.
Yeah.
And they're
do it
still
so well.
they're still kind of setting each other up, even as they work together.
That should be no problem at all.
I do love it when
And that was something I was pushing for, was to push Parabelle into a difficult decision, which would move her into the antagonist.
The whole Parabelle plot was a lot of your initiative, just wanting this to go somewhere more dramatic.
But I want it to go not from someone who's evil, but just someone who's making desperate decisions.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh, the books.
That's
Some books.
Yay for books. Those are just the index. The minister's on her way here now.
The three of them did the whole scene in the studio in sexy voices just to bait me.
They did. They actually did this entire thing in, books. So they did it all sexy. It was pretty funny. Eli was crying. He was saying no.
It's so wrong.
Have to change everything just when we were starting to find our rhythm.
So pull rank then. You could be all like, my sister is the queen, so there. Off with your head, sucker.
I would appreciate it if you didn't say things like that in front of the minister.
Do we have him say Mother Gooses?
Can we
I think we do, right?
please
In season
clean
2?
up here?
Somewhere
What are
in
these
there.
files doing all over the reception
Oh,
desk?
here we go.
They're the bile samples you asked me to analyze.
Eli's still setting up his pun. Sorry, Ellie.
That's a whole pile of bile trial files.
Right?
There we are.
See? That rhymed.
Magnus, if you have laboratory work to do, you do it in the laboratory.
Well, today the lab smells like dead, burnt fish.
It's not fish, it's seaweed.
Oh, sure. Sorry.
This is actually a fight that Eli and I have had about what seaweed smells like.
Or it will be. I'm this close to nailing the formula. This close.
Have you tried not setting fire to it?
Both of you get all these vials put away in the lab.
Boy, somebody's stressed out.
Now.
Okay.
Oh, Holly, I think we should discuss letting you work from home.
But I like it here. Isn't it nice to have company while you work?
Company, yes. Toxic fumes, no.
I love it because Alba has that edge again, right? She's back. She's like,
oh yeah.
Magnus.
And I love Elaine's reaction here.
Good afternoon. What is that smell?
Oh, nothing. Just violating our own health and safety rules.
Holly, Magnus, this is Antalia Pearson, the new Minister of Magical Affairs and Health.
And her heels.
Hello, team.
Yep.
Everyone was.
Miss Piercy, this
Elaine
is Holly,
was so
our
happy.
herbalist, and
she was happy she had heels here.
and my apprentice, Magnus.
Fits the character.
Apprentice surgeon.
Yeah.
Would you like a cup of tea?
Perhaps not.
Say no.
Good to meet you all.
Perhaps a bit of an
You might be
anachronism.
wondering
I
why
don't know.
I'm here
But
today.
That's your world.
it fits. It
kingdom?
fits so
Magnus,
nicely.
am I
I mean,
what?
criminally.
I mean,
we
you're
got
the new sorcerer general, right?
chiropractors.
We have
and-
GPS units.
But there is no longer a sorcerer general.
The old guy was all bent on taking over. I thought it was like a wizard thing.
I'm not a wizard. That's the whole point. We're getting off topic here. As Farloria grows, the demands in the House of Healing.
I love
will
how she
become
takes control of the room.
There'll be more patience to
Yeah, you can just see her
You'll need to explain.
Straightening.
up the front with her
Bring on more
clipboard.
Yeah.
And I know that you can all rise to meet these new challenges with talent.
And she calls everybody team, which is something I noticed.
Complaining about Alba?
Was it Tim Cook always used to do in his memos to Apple staff? He starts them off with team, comma.
Change is always hard.
Yeah, it's sort of informal, but not friendly.
Yeah.
Normalizing procedures, staff training, labor standards.
Standards? For labor?
That's right.
Always
Would that
working an
mean,
angle.
For instance, that I get to
Yeah, I like that all of a sudden there's two people in power, and Magnus is
Finding opportunities.
yeah, to play them off each other. That was so much fun to write.
Assessment of working conditions in stage 2.
I got an assessment for you.
Stage 2, Magnus. We have to do these things in the proper order.
What's stage 1?
Stage 1 is what we call a user needs assessment.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
discover who is visiting the House of Healing,
That would be everyone in the city.
what services they require, and
Anyone
what
who's
you
worked in a
require
big
to deliver those
organization.
I can't tell you how many times I've heard that word is working on a
Stage 2 is
brand.
about your experience
It's like,
with
we need to figure out who the target is. Like, we
conditions,
serve
but also your
everyone.
opinion.
Yeah, oh, that's true, yeah.
Our feelings? You're the best, Miss Piercy.
That's. Thank you.
The way Alba was talking, I thought this was going to be nothing but paperwork.
I love that Holly is
no.
won over so
Most of
Yes.
swiftly
So swiftly.
by any little nod to
I'd like to get from each of you a
feelings.
couple of words that you think describe the House of Healing.
Today, I'm feeling pride because we helped 8 patients today, including a knight with a really rare curse and a sweet old couple with toadpox. That's such a tricky one to diagnose. But we did it because we're the team that heals together.
I love the way she delivers that. It's like a kid's show.
That's a good one.
Like
Any
a superpower.
Magnus.
Oh, totally.
Let's see.
Which is
Satisfaction.
fair enough.
Last week, I just finished relabeling every last bottle, box, pouch, and canister in the pantry. See? They all have their name and catalog number here. I love decorating the labels.
Yes, very thorough. Does this say sockweed? Storkwort?
It's goblin grass.
That's a G.
You get the hang of Holly's handwriting after a few months.
Speak for yourself.
Organized.
I beg your pardon.
The sheen is coming off.
Yeah.
I felt like I could never catch up. Now I finally feel like I'm on top of everything and I know where everything is.
Well, that will certainly come in very useful soon as we implement the new cataloging system.
New cataloging system?
When we're finished,
Ooh,
Yeah,
crack.
this is the first turn for Holly.
House of Healing. Have a look through the manual if you want to read ahead.
Everything in its right place. That sounds sensible.
And I keep hearing the Radiohead
You're
song
gonna
of
have to
that
redo
name.
everything.
my head.
Magnus.
It's okay. If it's that important to you, Miss Piercy, we can do it.
I appreciate it. So, Magnus, what words would you use to describe your workplace experience?
Grueling.
Oh, God.
Boring. Endless.
Really? Perhaps you could expand on that.
No, don't ask Magnus to expand on
Intensely
anything.
grueling. Mind-numbingly boring.
All the things that
Endlessly
pretty much anyone would like to say in
bad.
one of these
Piercy, I should
evaluations.
apologize
Yeah.
for my apprentice.
No, it's quite all right. I want our employees to feel free to speak their minds.
Alba's just mad because she won't be able to hit me anymore.
She hits you?
I never.
Yeah, we had a debate about this.
And never when he didn't deserve it.
Like, we had it come up.
Physical
Like, is this
correction
too
is
abusive?
Explicitly forbidden.
Oh yeah, that's
One of the
right.
people
It was,
reading one of our early
one of our
scripts
readers,
One
yeah. it's
time,
like-
was
I
a
broke
little
jar,
had
and she
a
hauled
strange
me to the
reaction.
garden
Like, didn't
and
take it
ate
as comedy.
Brimstone peppers.
No one.
Any of
made
this.
you
Took this
She
all
totally
very
tricked
dark.
me into it.
Yeah.
She's like, here, you have to learn to identify plants by taste.
But we beat up on them all the
Well,
time
can
in
you
I
pick
know.
up
season
brimstone
one.
pepper
So
by taste now?
It's funny how you
We
take it out of
also need to
context. It
establish
could
a
be.
standard course
Yeah.
of study for House of Healing employees.
Well, strictly speaking, Magnus isn't an employee.
Oh? Are you a volunteer?
Magnus is doing community service here on the orders of His Majesty.
Nice. You've
Serving
worked in
3
all of
consecutive
season one now.
sentences for various crimes.
Crimes. I knocked over a tent.
Very nearly killing dozens.
This is clearly a big topic. Let's talk about this when we get to the stage 2 evaluation.
Bring it on.
Wait, there's a filing system for baked goods?
And
That line didn't land. Did you notice? It's one of the lines. It's a great line. I don't think it really lands.
Yeah, I just
where we
I needed
heal-
another sort of signal of Holly's growing dismay.
It's a
Yeah.
good reminder to stick to our
Yeah,
core
it
mission.
needed to be a funnier joke.
So, what's your mission here today?
This is just a get to know you session. Tomorrow's when we really start in earnest. I'd like to shadow you throughout a regular day to see how things
And
work
here's the
around
setup.
Yeah.
Great.
Oh, the little harpsichord sting. That's
And
the
what
new
seems to be
sting.
the problem, Mr. Tahorxa?
Tahorxa the Invincible, defeater of evil, bringer of harmony and niceness.
Jeff Van Driesen, ladies and gentlemen, as Tahorxa the Invincible.
From Greater Boston, one of the creators. Amazing, amazing man.
Quick question. Who's this?
Oh, this is Ms. Pierce.
Super fun to
Please,
have
just pretend
him
I'm not
and
here.
Alexander in
I'm
the studio.
monitoring the treatment
remotely.
to help the House of Healing team improve the patient experience.
So, you're not a doctor?
Was this the one where we had to stop because someone started mowing? Well, first of all,
Yeah.
we were late to start because somebody was doing laundry.
What can
Yep.
we help you with?
There are studios in the basement.
Yeah.
And then we had to halt because
The
someone started
perils-
up their lawnmower.
The perils of home recording.
Something
Oh
to
my
do with your
god.
helmet, perhaps?
But then it was funny because he was like,
I
lawns are small
I
here,
am
so
here because of my wife.
let's just take 10 minutes and come
Yeah,
back.
so we broke for lunch on
Seems like
our
quite a
end,
hasty
and
conclusion
Yeah,
at this
worked
they
point.
just waited it out on their
You
end.
weren't here.
What's wrong with my helmet?
Let's see. Did you happen to buy it for an unbelievable price sometime yesterday?
This helm was forged by the dwarves of Blaggity Blaggity.
And you acquired it from a bold
Structurally,
knight
this
named,
one's
like,
it's so tidy because it's basically a
This
replay
says
of
we're really
exactly the
diverging
same
from our
situation
client
as
intake
before.
protocol.
Should be a breeze,
because I've
but
seen
thanks
this
to the new
exact helmet
situation,
before.
isn't.
Mr. Tahorxa,
Yeah.
can you
Goes
take it off?
utterly to hell. and it was so much fun.
I love that you start to play with the idea of consent, though.
Oh yeah. I mean,
as it goes off the rails.
Yeah.
The Horxa consent.
Because there's so much.
As I thought, you've been cursed.
There are so many things that they do every day in the House of Healing that would not fly in any kind of practice today.
We saw a patient yesterday who got himself into trouble with a clan of dwarves, and they gave him this very helmet. It seems to have made its way to Mr. Tahorxa here and affected him in exactly the same way.
I would have thought you'd test for sensitivity to metal, for changes in diet.
I love that she's doing the CSI kind of.
Yeah, she's well informed. She's
Sup, witches?
people love that
With a
line.
helmet and a rash.
Orb of hydrogeny.
She's well informed, but I feel like she's book learned, not.
Oh yeah, for sure. But she
helmet
knows
like that.
stuff.
Thanks.
Yep.
Thanks, that's a
Still
great
cursed.
one.
Who'd have thunk? Holly!
Miss Salix, I don't believe Magnus is certified to operate magical equipment.
What? I do it all the time.
Yeah, so this is basically calling everybody at the House of Healing on their crap.
Magical items or spells must undergo a one-day
Was this you
safety
writing?
training,
Yeah.
unless they've graduated from an approved school of magic.
Really? If I take the training, does that mean I can use any magical equipment here?
No.
No, basic gear only.
Trying to play the
Would
system
you go
once
find
again.
Holly, please?
Always.
Fine.
So, he's not supposed to use that glowy thing?
The orb is just a diagnostic tool. Hell, it's safer than most of the surgical gear we use.
Yes, thank you for reminding me. That will be a separate training course.
Hi, everybody. What's up, Alba?
Cracking down.
Helmet has struck again.
I heard. Lucky I made too much of that salve yesterday.
What
I love this
salve
part.
would this be?
Penrose chickweed and revolting violet. I came up with it myself.
Bowl of spaghetti.
So this wasn't a previously documented
That what that
remedy.
is?
That's a bowl
The
of
violet
spaghetti.
cancels out residual energy from the curse, see? And then
Has it been through clinical trial?
Clinical trials.
I always taste as I go. Plus,
I am very proud of
One
that
of your
line,
best
actually.
lines.
Follow-up appointment with him to evaluate the results.
I don't expect he'll be back this way anytime soon.
So you have an effective sample size of 1. Miss Salix, this isn't good.
I'm telling you, it's perfectly safe.
Perhaps Tahorxa should go.
Sit down!
Okay.
How was
Okay.
the solution?
Okay.
In a bowl. Don't worry, it's still good. Here, do you want me to test it now? Let's test it.
Holly!
That's her eating it, right? Or is that putting it on
Just
her?
smacking
Okay.
it on her face, yeah.
Now, Mr. Torxa, just hold still and close your eyes.
Tahorxa is not on board with this.
No, it's safe. Watch. Here, see, you'll see.
Holly,
I
that
want
solution
to
is
be
not
safe.
approved.
Stop it.
Everybody calm
Holly,
down.
Stop it! Put the salve
Miss
down!
Salix,
Stop
get
it.
her.
I don't want to get it in your eyes.
Love the hard cut.
Yeah.
I must say...
I'm so sorry, Miss Piercy. It's all my fault.
It's fine, Holly.
No, it is not. It is not fine, Miss Salix.
Piercy brings it.
In the space of a single
Oh, this
moment,
showdown,
you and your
jeez.
team have operated magical items without proper training, leapt to fanciful conclusions without any sort of standard diagnostic questionnaire, used an untested, improperly stored remedy against the stated wishes of the patient, which caused a significant skin reaction due to a hazardous
The little
ingredient
snort.
mixed in
That's
by a
great.
staff member as
Kills
a
me.
prank.
Hey, I didn't think Holly was going to use that stuff on any more patients. But sometimes she drinks the leftovers. See? I was trying to teach her a lesson about safe disposal of medicines. I am helping improve our team's compliance. Boom.
Stop digging, young man. You're already in over your head.
All right. Thank you, Minister. Are we done
it comes.
here?
I am recommending to His Majesty that you, Miss Salix, attend a 6-week course in standard ministry protocol and procedure.
For heaven's sake!
And that your 2 assistants be let go, effective immediately.
What?
Oh, you're kidding.
You'll be going back to jail.
After working here, I should get off with time served.
I wonder where Magnus would have been sent next.
Yeah.
Piercy, I promise we can't.
I don't think anybody would want him.
No. Word would have spread.
No.
Excuse me.
No.
I love it when this is the best
They may
moment.
not live up to your vision of a
Also, I
perfect
can just see the twitch in Piercy's eyelid as she says, "Excuse me."
Yeah.
Too bad. When they don't have
This
a
is the best
well-meaning
moment.
bureaucrat second-guessing their every move, they do just fine. I will take full responsibility for what happened to Mr. Tahorxa. You're right. We rushed the diagnosis because I wanted to get this exercise over with and maybe look a little bit impressive. Yes, We're here to heal people, not because we want to show off or look good.
Well...
Shut it, Magnus!
I love how you're building both characters and neither of them loses face here.
No.
They come to this moment hard, solid.
And our cast, I love our cast so much.
Right here.
Let me be clear.
She comes right back.
You're part of my ministry now. And I expect your House of Healing and all your staff to meet or exceed our standard.
The line is drawn.
Yeah.
You have a week to produce an action plan. We'll reassess then.
Yes. Thank you, Minister.
Wow, Alba!
That was so good. You totally should have said off with her head.
You did it! We're still a team!
A team with 21 volumes of guidelines to read?
We can do this. Let's show Miss Piercy how good we really are.
Please don't say that.
There we go. Yeah, the theme is re-recorded with better drums and better mixing, basically.
Yeah, it's a solid episode. I like how it sets everything up.
Yeah.
It's basically nice hints happening about the arc that's about to develop with Parabel.
Yeah, we took so much more time to think out the story arc for the whole season.
And there was a lot of back and forth on that, really struggling with how far would Parabel go?
Mm-hmm.
And she ended up going further than either of us thought in the first round.
Yeah. And sound design by Eli McElveen. Directed by Sean Howard and Eli McElveen. Associate producers, Jack Peavyhouse, Paul Tedesco, Keiko Kanda, Heather Collins, Julian Sark, and Michael Hudson. Supporting producer, Kim Bellinger. Executive producer, Dave Addison. If you enjoyed the show, check out our Patreon. Donors get weekly bonus content, early access to episodes, and an invite to our wonderful fan community on Discord. Look for the Patreon link at albasalix.com.
Hey there, friend. Want to buy a helmet?
Hey, sword boy! Yeah, you! I told you, go sell your goddamn trinkets somewhere else and let my patrons get drunk in peace!
So funny story, we asked Hugo to come in to play Gubbin. And so he agreed and he showed up and he is bigger than life. He is so much fun to have on set, but just...
As you'll hear again as he plays Lord Cronstable in episode 6.
Yeah, he basically won't stick to a script. He just starts riffing and going. He's just a lot of fun. And but I pulled him to the booth. He came into the booth and I gave him his lines and it was literally those 3 lines at the end here.
Yeah.
And we finished recording and I was like, "Great, that's a wrap for Hugo." And he was like, "What?" He came all the way in for 3 lines, but it wasn't. We were joking because. When did you have the idea to record a whole larger version of what happened?
Well, it's just for that very reason. Is like we don't want to bring Hugo in for literally 1 line.
Yeah,
let's write an extended scene with him.
And then we had him play Lord Constable too. Yeah, and it's a lot of fun. I think hopefully everyone's heard it by now.
And of course, if we had him back, we've got Marisa in the studio too. So here's Petula.
Yeah.
It was great to write for them again, actually.
So we hope you guys enjoyed that. Our plan is to do these with also some cast members present, but we wanted to get this first one out there. And we're looking forward to doing more of these for all the episodes.
Cool. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for listening.